order. Any petition? None. Any report of the Select Standing Committee? I see none. Any report and papers? I see none. Any notice of motions? In fact, it's the last day. There is no way that you can raise the motion again. All right, I see none. Thank you so much. Honorable members, on Friday, the 15th of May 2026, Honorable Chaveonja gave notice in terms of Rule 53, Sub-Rule 1I, and Rule 110, Paragraph L. Sub-Rule 1, read together with Article 37 of the Namibian Constitution, that on Tuesday, the 19th of May 2026, he will ask the question to Honorable Hans Aikali, the Deputy Minister of Works and Transport. I now would like to ask Honorable Chaveonja to put the question.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson. Welcome back. Good morning, Honorable members. Just rise to say that as we have agreed, the question still stands. That I have asked our Honorable Deputy Minister White.
Thank you so much for putting the question. Does Honorable Aikali answer the question?
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, good morning. Yeah, I want to thank Honorable Chaveonja for the questions regarding the cross-border trekking, road damage, levies, and the railway.
Honorable Deputy Minister, I'm not too sure if that is the voice that I know of.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Honorable Chairperson.
Good.
I said I want to thank Honorable Chaveonja for the questions. Honorable Chairperson, these questions they touch on strategic policy. Hence, I need to consult better just to do justice to these questions. So, Honorable Chairperson, I'm asking this August House to refer these questions to the next session. So, I submit.
Thank you so much. Agreed. Thank you so much. The question is deferred to the next session. Honorable members, the Secretary will read the order of the day.
Debate on third reading, Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026.
Thank you. I should mention here that you have done very well during the second reading and the committee stage. You have really actively participated, and your contributions are valid. As we send off this bill, I would like to still give you another chance again for you to do a summary of what you have read throughout and make a deserved send-off to this bill. I now ask members for a discussion, starting with Honorable Katemba.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson of the National Council, honorable members of the August House. Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2060, is not merely about figures and allocations, but it's about the lived realities of our people and the direction of our nation under the framework of the Constitution of Namibia. The importance of the national budget, honorable members, is that the national budget is clear expression of government priorities. It determines who benefit from the development, which region advance, and whether our priorities translate into meaningful change. Honorable members, I commend the allocation toward key sectors, but I emphasize that implementation is where success or failure lies. Honorable Chairperson, allocation alone are not enough. We must ensure that projects are completed on time, funds are used for intended purpose, communities are involved in decision making. In conclusion, honorable members, this appropriation bill must be a tool for transformation, not just in administration. I therefore support the bill, while urging stronger focus on rural development, social protection, regional equity, and effective implementation. I thank you and I so submit.
Thank you so much. To be followed by Honorable Ndawanifa. The ones that I'm giving chances now are those that have indicated earlier, but that does not impede those who would like to indicate from the floor. You can still raise your hand. I will notice that. Honorable Ndawanifa, my apology for that, but the chance is now given to you.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, of course, honorable standing committees, fellow members. I rise to add my voice to this appropriation bill, Bill 1 of 2020-2026. During the third reading, not to amend detailed figures, but rather to make a strong political case for why the allocation of national budget must be respond to the needs of the people of Namibia, including Ohangwena region, particularly those who live in rural and peri-urban areas. Honorable Chairperson, allow me to sincerely thank the Minister of Finance, Honorable Erika Safuda, by allocating this good budget with a good will. Equally, I want to thank honorable members of this August House for going through and scrutiny of the bill and make relevant recommendation towards this particular bill. Honorable Chairperson, I further want to appreciate the government efforts and its national development goals, such as Vision 2030 and NDP 6, those their aspirations and being realized through medium-term expenditure framework for 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029 that aims to tackle poverty, job creation, youth empowerment, local beneficiation of natural resources, economic transformation, food security, and service delivery. This budget demonstrates government's commitment towards economic growth, social protection, quality education, health and social services, and infrastructure expansion despite physical pressures facing our country. Honorable Chairperson, while we appreciate the allocation made by the government, communities in our Angwena region and elsewhere in Namibia continue to face serious challenges relating to water access, road, rural roads, connectivity, unemployment among youth people, health services, rural electrification, and border infrastructure. It is our belief that the respective sectors will be able to allocate those resources equitably based on regional and local authority council submissions in order to build the gaps in the communities. Honorable Chairperson, the allocation to all votes in the Appropriation Bill brings hope to the people of Namibia, particularly the people of the Angwena region. However, I want to say something on the following votes, such as votes 10, 24, 37, and 39. In relation to vote 10, education, we really want to thank and applaud Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the first President of the Republic of Namibia, for placing education as the first priority, and of course allocate a very good budget to this particular vote. So he deserves a round of applause. During the debate of this appropriation bill, many projects of the construction of new primary schools, secondary schools were reportedly budgeted for through this provision of this particular budget. This good allocation equally gives a hope that the realization of the construction and additional institution of higher learning in regions such as NAS in Ohangwena region so will be realized. Honorable Chairperson, looking at vote 37 agriculture, I want to comment as follows. Agriculture, land reform, the budget must consider the following, Honorable Chairperson. The construction of canal from Rakana along the borders between Namibia and Angola along Angwena to Kavango West region will serve for agricultural activities and theft reduction, cars and livestock, as well as to make border patrol easy. Honorable Chairperson, the totality realization of Aquifer 2 reduces the water scarcity in Angwena and Oshkoto, Kavango West, Kavango East regions, and elsewhere in Namibia. Honorable Chairperson, the UN General Assembly Resolution 64 out of 292 passed on the 28th July 2010 compels government states to recognize the right to safe and clean water and sanitation as a basic human right. It's also higher time for Namibia to consider and honor this resolution, that the government redirects its resources from this budget to make sure that every Namibian has access to safe and clean water as well as to sanitation on the daily basis. Honorable Chairperson, the allocation of vote 39, Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, will make a significant improvement on service delivery across the whole ministry if it is informed by the prioritization list from the respective regions. Therefore, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members, Ohangwena region in Namibia borders with Kwando Kubango, Kunene province in Angola, but beacons are used as borderline marks where Ohangwena region covers from beacon 16 to 41, translating to a total distance of about 255 kilometers. Ohangwena region has only one border post entry, which is called Oshikango border post, situated at beacon 19. About 220 kilometers east of Oshikango border post has no gazetted border post. This situation causes an increase of movement of people and trading through ungazetted points, Honorable Chairperson. Therefore, through this budget, I think the provision will be made so to make sure that at least along the borders, we have got enough gazetted points so that we can make access to these people to move in and out from both countries in terms of trading, in terms of farming, in terms of visiting other families across the border. So, Honorable Chairperson, the total number of approximately 200 2,000 learners were recorded schooling in Ohangwena regions schools from Angola on daily basis during 2030-2024. Hence, sharing borders is equally sharing family relationships along the borders, and there is always a need for all much needed services, being education, being health services, grazing, and family relationship to be made accessible, Honorable Chairperson. In pursuing of effective execution of facilitation of lawful migration and trading, there is a need to gazette more entry posts of entry in the Angwena region at places such as Okaruparelona, Omarapapa, and Enhosi. We need at least 3 more entry points. Imagine a person that can move 220 kilometers to Kamoshkango border post to make, let me say, maybe livestock were stolen. Then to make the necessary arrangement for exiting the country to another country, you have to prepare all the necessary documents. But imagine to travel a distance of 220 kilometers. I think we need to do something through this provided allocation to make sure that we gazetted the entry point, not only in Ohangwena. You talk of Oskoto, you talk of Msati, we talk of Msati, you talk of Kavango West, Kavango East, Zambezi, all along the borders, we need to have enough entry posts. Therefore, we appeal the Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security through the esteemed Chief Immigration Officer of the Directorate of Immigration and Border Control to coordinate with MILCO to ensure that new gadgeted entry posts of entry are established along the borders from the allocated budget. Honorable Chairperson, bear with me because all along I did not participate and contribute, but with time I think you do diligence to me. Honorable Chairperson, the budget allocated to this vote should also address the issues of stateless people. Stateless people is a very serious concern. We are having children that are not accessing tertiary education because of unavailability of national documents, but they are born by stateless parents. So therefore, there must be a very serious concern, serious action to make sure that through this budget provided, we put up some programs that will address the issue of stateless people so that we make sure the young ones, those some of them that maybe will be the presidents of this country, will be the ministers, will be the honorable members of parliament. But because of an unavailability of the national document, these children, the young ones, remains with their parents at home without accessing tertiary education. It's a very serious concern, and I request and appeal the government to take a step forward. But of course, as we are, Honorable Chairperson, as we are talking about the issue of transportation, Honorable Chairperson, allow me also to talk about, I was talking about the issue of stateless. So if I have to proceed to vote 20 for transportation, Honorable Chairperson, so one of the biggest vehicle of economic growth and rural development is roads infrastructure. But when you look at the budget provided, Honorable Chairperson, it's very minimal. If we have to address one of the projects which is very expensive in this Republic of Namibia is roads projects. So a distance of 32 kilometers is already about 40, 50 million. And imagine for one road. Therefore, this allocation, Honorable Chair, I think is not good enough. So we request the ministry, of course, to allocate more funds. We have got a number of roads across the regions, and community members are claiming that they want to be connected. They want to be connected. So me, myself, who is speaking, every time throughout the radio, the communities are claiming. For the past 15 years that I've been in the office, Honorable Chair, they are claiming to say, Ndawanifa, what are you doing? Ondobo Shigambo, other cities are Ihonya, so Odibo Shigambo. These issues, what are you doing? Because they think being elected, you are the one to allocate the fund. So with that, Honorable Chairperson, I'm saying the flood is striking Ohangwena region. So about 15 schools closes during the flood. Of course, there was a provision made through KFW 2016-2015 to construct a taxi route to these schools and clinics that used to close during the flood time. 2016, those clinics were not, those access routes were not constructed. And the budget was made. But the responsible sector did not implement timely to make sure that this access school closes. The issue of Singunguma combined school, the issue of Ongala combined school, they close from 1 month to 2 months. And imagine they are going to write the national examination like any schools, any other learners, but they have to break for 2 months. So, of course, we have to applaud Honorable Chairperson, the Minister of Works and Transport. This time around, we are having the floating bridges at Singunguma. But that is not a permanent solution. Yes, another round of applause. That is not a permanent solution. That's a temporary solution. But we are looking for a permanent solution. What is that maybe through this budget can be done to construct access roads or even to mitigate completely flood that affects Singunguma, that affects Ongala and other schools in the Angwena region. As I'm concluding, Honorable Chairperson, allow me to say with some other provision or some other allocations, as we were talking about the canal to be built along the borders. So we want to make sure that Namibia, particularly Angwena, remains a food basket of this country. So with that water, the ample water that we get from Rakana, the water that we get from Oshanas, if we can channel along, community members will be able to tap from that, to take from that canal so that they can make their agricultural activities so that they can get food for themselves instead to be fed by the government. So in conclusion, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, with this observation, Honorable Chairperson, I support the appropriation bill while urging effective implementation, accountability, and equity distribution of resources to ensure that no region, and no community is left behind. Honorable Chairperson, honorable member, as we are bidding a farewell to this bill, I once again want to thank the Honorable Minister of Finance and the entire government for this well-placed appropriation bill and allocation. Honorable Chairperson, I'm saying bye-bye to this appropriation bill for a good implementation in the interest of the Namibian people. I do so submit, Honorable Chair. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We move ahead, and I now open the floor for Honorable Kuoko.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. Good morning. I also arise just to comment and send off the appropriation bill, which we were busy with. First and foremost, maybe I have to thank our members for active participation during the debate. I know that most of our members here are new, but honestly, when we were debating, although our chairperson maybe was following where he was, it was not like we have a new member in the chamber. And I'm very happy that really the aim of this debating of bills is to share information of different regions. You know, we are all from other different regions. Each one is coming from each region. We don't know what is happening there. But through the debate here, we learn what is the problem and what is to be improved that side or that region for the developmental purposes. So that is the aim. That's my understanding. So I have to commend you, honorable members. Having said that, is that now we send off this or we pass the appropriation bill. This is just the money for the government to be used and have to be used carefully. So, but there is some implementers or there is implementers just requesting them or urging them, especially the CROs there, the regions and the EDs, the different ministries, to implement is it planned as soon as possible, because we don't want to delay. There is some already projects which is still outstanding. Next budget, we don't want to see the same projects again. So I'm requesting those technocrats to work with the councillors on the ground to implement and start new. The citizens of this country, they want development. And also, there is a gap between the technocrats and the councillors. I want that gap to be closed in name of the inhabitants, so that their will, so that their developmental issues which they want, being schools, being roads, being water, can be provided as it needed. So I'm requesting that gap to be closed, so that at least our Namibia can becoming one of the prosper and developed country. We have been crying of that, and it now is 36 years. Having said that, I'm also requesting the office of the Prime Minister at least to continue provide the drought relief. We knew that in some regions the rain had came late, nothing was harvested. So I'm requesting that that program have to go, is to proceed, and also a team have to be sent out to go and verify, or also make sure that what is reported here or what I'm saying here is true or not. So that is my request to the OPM. While I'm there, I have also to thank uh, our Prime Minister, Right Prime Minister Gurare, Eria Gurare, for he secured something for us, a 1 billion, together with the Ministry of Environment, aimed for the conservancies, a billion. Billion is too much money. I have to thank him. As we,
Honorable member, are you saying it is too much and it should reduce?
okay, you see, we have to think that one. You know, this English is just come in. That's why we say we have to have. That's why I'm one of the people advocate that we, maybe if it's not Swahili, the other language have to come so that we can express ourselves better than that. Yeah. Really, the 1 billion, it will assist our conservancies. We know already we're having a problem. As I'm standing here in Kunene, our farmers who were at least thought that at least this time they will harvest, their crops was destroyed by elephants. So I think from this money, 1 billion can be earmarked to compensate those people, at least, and also to have some enough cars from this money, so that, because there is an issue, whenever you report, no, there is no transport. Some of us, we end up fueling those cars to go and rescue the situation. So I think that this money have to be used to purchase enough vehicles for the Ministry of Environment, also to give one to each and conservancy, so that they can humbly arrest the situation on the ground. So I'm requesting that money and our people at least to be given that chance to have a stake as soon as possible from that money, so that our farmers, we cannot come again to our constituencies and we become always to give out. Like me now, as I'm standing here, when I go back, maybe I'm already don't have enough money. I have to give to buy some here and there food for our people. Having said that, honorable members, honorable chairperson, I think that I'm relying on the implementation. Next time when we come here, we talk about the budget. Most of the project is implemented. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Angola.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. I also joined to send off this very important budget, and I also want to appreciate and thank the Minister of Finance for tabling this budget amid so many geopolitics that is ongoing, and we want to thank very much collectively with all those that have been behind in making sure that this budget at least address some of the challenges that we are facing. I just want to say that now that we are sending off this budget, what we want to see is the dust in all four corners of our country, more especially in Oshikoto regions. We want to see to it that at least the issue of waters has become something of the past, because every August toward December, the east part of Oshikoto is always dry, and that I believe it's now time at least to arrest these situations. We cannot continue again and again for our people to not having water. So hence I'm saying, as we are sending off, the ministries responsible for water distribution, because we are saying that water is life. So hence we want to see that to it that at least collectively other sector like NAM water, there will be sufficient water come mid-September and toward December. Equally, I also want to see that there were some projects that were launched, more especially roads, but up to now those roads did not really take from the ground. So hence, we have now made our people, the aspiration of our people, we have made them to believe that our government is doing something. Since we are saying those projects that were launched, we want to see to it that at least the dust is now happening in those roads, so that at least our people at least will have faith and belief in our government. So equally also the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, I was informed that this is one of the ministries where invoices are piling almost to a billions, and it's because of the release of the budget that is now handicapping for this particular people to be paid. So hence, as we are sending it off, we want to see to it that by next month, some of these invoices are already been paid, because so that at least the development that people have are yearning should see to it that at least, and we are also compromising the livelihood of our SME, because as we are not paying them, we are also indirectly also killing them. So henceforth, as I'm joining the rest of the colleagues, I'm also equally want to say that goodbye to the budget. We've done justice. Now is the implementer that also need to do their part. So thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Not necessarily to the budget, but to the bill. We are going ahead, and this time is now given to Honorable Shami.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson.
Maybe before you go ahead, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And honorable members, good morning. Once again, I would like to thank the Ministry of Finance under the leadership of Honorable Shafuda for a well-done budget. Thank you. Honorable members, moving forward, we are looking forward to the implementations of this appropriation bill so that it impacts the life of our people as intended for. Honorable Member, the House really also lays concern on more allocation to be done on vote 27, sport, youth, and national service. The National Youth Council is an entity that is established by Act of Parliament. But what we are seeing is that the youth in that structure from constituency, they are not being remunerated despite them given portfolios of chairperson of youth forum to attend to the needs of other youth in their constituency. That makes it difficult for them to assist other youth because there are no remunerations and there is also no facilities for them to operate from, especially most of the constituencies, where there is no even youth multi-purpose centers. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the House equally had concessions that additional funding should be sourced to make allocation on vote 17, urban and rural development, to improve access to affordable housing, servicing of land with electricity, sewer, water, and improvement on waste management in all local authorities. Lastly, honorable member, a good allocation is observed on vote 24, transport. However, the demands of new roads and rehabilitations and upgrades is still a big demand. Therefore, honorable members, I conclude to request that the entire B1 roads from Windhoek to Ruacana, from Windhoek to Ketmans, from Windhoek to Waves Bay, and from Grootfontein to Katima, it should be upgraded to dual carriageway. This will also help us reducing the number of road accidents that is really a consideration in our community. We are losing a lot of lives through road accidents. And I believe us upgrading these B1 roads will assist us reducing the road accidents. We can start small so that by 2035, we have reached this target. So, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, with this remark, I look forward us implementing or the implementing agencies and all the ministry to achieve the 90% implementation, if not 100%. So I so submit and I support the bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Pakarai.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow Namibians. On behalf of Maheke region, the residents of the Pukiro constituency, I rise to endorse the complete budget and make some takeaways. As noted in the Parliamentarian Handbook of Namibia, documented experiences worldwide suggest that parliamentarians can contribute to good financial governance by expanding their oversight role throughout the budget cycle. Parliaments ensure good governance through regular approval of annual budget and oversight government spending. Although Parliament might not have the constitutional power to directly modify or increase spending proposed in the appropriation bill by the executive, it still plays a vital role in overseeing the budget. Lawmakers are able to influence fiscal policy through profound debates, detailed examinations of government ministry by committees, and engagement with public via hearings. These processes strengthen accountability, promote transparency, and help ensure that government spending reflects the needs and the priorities of the public. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, our peers in the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, and Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA, has budget committees. And I want to repeat that, has budget committees with far-reaching powers as laid down in the Public Financial Management Act. Notably, in this regard is Kenya Public Financial Management number 18 of 2012, on elaborative document of 192 pages, which provides the Parliamentary Budget Office with wide-ranging powers, among others. For the sake of time, Section 10, subsection 1, I will cite A, B, G, and H. A, that states that Parliamentary Budget Office shall provide professional services in respect of budget, finance, and economic information to the committees of Parliament. B, prepare reports on budgetary projections and economic forecasts and make proposals to committees of Parliament on any bill that is submitted to Parliament that has an economic and financial impact. Making reference to the fiscal responsibility principles, to the financial objectives set out in the relevant budget policy statement. H, propose where necessary alternative fiscal framework in respect of any financial year. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, similarly, Namibia has adopted a participatory approach to budgeting, with Parliament being the supreme oversight body as per its constitutional mandate discussed below. However, the State Finance Act 31 of 1991 falls short by excluding Parliament in the whole budget cycle or budgeting process. The proposed budget committee is premised on the role of Parliament in budget process, which centers on representation, empowerment, scrutiny, and approval. The idea to start small with a committee that can be more confined to scrutiny and approval of the parliamentary budget. By so doing, Honorable Chairperson, this committee will be capacitated as time passes, could evolve in a parliamentary budget and appropriations committee with expanded powers and mandate of scrutinizing the entire national budget before tabling it in the National Assembly. The proposed budget committee is a possible way to cut lengthy debates in the National Assembly, leaving the National Council enough time to review the budget and expedite its signing by the President at least by end April. The motivation will be the impact on project implementations, which leads to money be returned to fiscus. I therefore support the entire budget and stand ready to contribute to its effective implementations. And I have to thank the Minister of Finance, Yakuta, and Her Excellency, the head of the Republic of Namibia. So I submit. Okay.
Thank you so much. Followed by Honorable Joseph.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members. I rise to give my sincere appreciation to my colleagues in this august House, particularly the National Council as an institution, and specifically the Committee of the Whole Council for a job well done. I think a round of applause will do that. Yeah. Dear Namibians, particularly the boy and the girl child of our constituencies, rest assured that this appropriation is ours, and you will feel the low-hanging fruits of this budget. I pledge that the implementation is now the only door that needs to be opened without any excuses. I'm confident that if we join hands as politicians and technocrats, we can translate the appropriation bill into actionable deliverables. Our people had mandated the 8th administration to deliver on its promises. Thus, I pledge my readiness to let the machine grind and the dust of development to rise in my country, region, and country as a whole. Development must be felt by those at the doorstep of this development. Long live the Republic of Namibia. Long live the sovereigns. I so support the bill, and I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Kumu.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow Namibians, we have done our duty in this House, and the time has now come to officially send off the Appropriation Bill for 2026-2027 financial year into the arena of action. This bill leaves our chambers today not just as a financial document, but as a living blueprint that places the hopes and dreams of Namibian citizens at its very core. Before this bill goes out, to serve the nation, we must acknowledge the leadership who has shaped its path. To Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, thank you for providing a compassionate, steady leadership that ensures that the budget remains people-centered. Honorable Minister of Finance, thank you for your exceptional leadership in carefully balancing our national interests and to present a budget that is inclusive of all Namibians. To our technical teams, thank you for every member that has been part of this process, translating national policies into actionable financial allocations. We, as standing here, we are sending off a budget that refuses to leave any sector behind, despite economic headwinds. And the high allocation given to key ministries prove that our government is actively planning for the long-term well-being of all Namibians. As this bill goes forth, it carries a powerful, life-changing mandate, a mandate of land aimed with increased funding to purchase land for resettlement, simply to restore dignity to our people in Namibia. Mandate for the soil, carrying a healthy emphasis on agriculture, climate resilience, and sustainable food security for our communities. Mandate for tomorrow, change with vital resources for youth empowerment, transforming skills, development, and the job creation for our youth. Honorable members, our words end here, and the work of the hands must now begin. We send this bill off with a strict charge to those who will host its funds, the land ministries and the regional council. We call on our community members and Namibians to support the implementation and participate in a local development to safeguard these public resources from mismanagement. Let us march together to turn this figure into classrooms, clinics, farms, and factories. And with this, I support the bill in its totality and will be equally available at the constituency and at the rural level to facilitate its implementation into the rural trenches of a smallest farm called Some Cows in Guinas constituency. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that pledge. Honorable members, it is now 10:30, and I am not permitted to proceed by Rule 27, and it's in accordance with that rule that I've mentioned that I now adjourn the House for tea break. That includes Honorable Spapela for tea break, and we are expected to resume. We are expected to resume at 11:05 sharp. So decided.
Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Dr. Ezrael Marakbi and I'm a general medical practitioner at Paramount Healthcare Centre with a specialised interest in women's health and aesthetics. I'm delighted to be here with all of you today on NBC to discuss a topic that I feel is very important regarding road safety and first aid. We usually see a lot of patients here at the clinic and in the hospital that have sustained injuries due to motor vehicle accidents or were involved in a motor vehicle accident. At the time that we usually see them in the hospitals and clinics, their condition has deteriorated quite a lot compared to at the scene of the accident, and this can be significantly changed if bystanders and road drivers are able to really give the attention to injured individuals at the scene, and hopefully with this project we'll be able to improve the outcome of a lot of these patients. When we approach a scene of an accident, we need to help the individual and not cause more harm, and this is the responsibility of not only healthcare professionals and first responders, but of every single Namibian on the road. So once you've approached a scene of a motor vehicle accident, you've approached an individual that is unresponsive. Unresponsive basically means that you have visually assessed that this person is not verbally communicating or is in distress. At times they have their eyes shut, they are not making any sound. This is what we call an unresponsive victim. At this point, it's very important for you to stay calm as much as possible and to remember the mnemonic Doctors ABC. The D in Doctors ABC stands for danger. You need to remember one very important thing, which is your safety comes first. You need to look out at the scene for any live wires, any fires, any possible fuel leaks as well as oncoming traffic. In the case of oncoming traffic, try to divert away traffic from the scene. You might need help to do this. You can use your car's flares, or you can use your hazard triangles. This will alert other oncoming traffic that they have approached a scene where someone is either injured or there is damaged property. Once you've diverted away oncoming traffic, you've scanned the scene for any dangers, and you've assessed that the scene is safe for you to enter, you may approach your unresponsive victim. Next, you will assess for response. You can assess for response by calling out for the injured individual. You can simply say, "Hello, are you okay?" Try as much as possible to use a very loud voice, because due to the scene of the accident or the situation, a lot of hearing impairments can affect the individual's hearing. You may slowly approach the individual and try to tap them on the shoulder while calling out, "Hello, are you okay?" Once you've assessed that the individual is really unresponsive, meaning they are not verbally communicating, you are going to be looking for any breathing. So before you do this, you should remember to call for help. You can do this by asking someone to call an ambulance, or asking someone to, if the person that you are asking is helping you, you can then ask them to alert oncoming traffic, to alert the nearest healthcare facility that you need help. This is absolutely important, because you will not be able to do this alone, but of course you will then assist this victim prognosis in the long run. Alright, so we've gone through the doctor's part of the doctor's ABC. Once you've really assessed that there's no response, you've called for help, you can start to search for any breathing. You can do this by looking for chest rise. So in our normal breathing pattern, the chest will come up and down with breathing. If you're unable to see this, you can put your ears close to the individual's chest and look for and try to listen for breath sounds. It is very similar to our normal breathing sound, and you should be able to hear it. If you do not hear breathing, we then reach the C part of the mnemonic, which stands for circulation. Circulation entails that you need to try to improve blood flow, at least to their vital organs, which is their brains, their kidneys, to ensure better prognosis once they come to the clinic or the hospital. So you will do this by starting chest compressions. Chest compressions, in order to do chest compressions effectively and efficiently, you will need to do this uninterrupted at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per second. Then you can always reference to the Road Maestro book in order for you to really learn how to do chest compressions efficiently.
I'm Steven Gelnys. I'm working at Final Control in NBC TV, and this is the heart of NBC. The final thing that go from here to the viewers. We have 3 channels. We get the programs from the scheduled people. They send it on a computer, and we just balance the playlist and see if everything starts on time and ends on time. And when we had to go over to studio for a live event, we give them a countdown, and we monitor the audio and the video of the quality of the products. And that is why we are Final Control. We're not here to qualify the things here. We must just put out the qualified product. I'm working for NBC for 6 years on contract, and I'm working for 11 years now and going on pension on the 30th of May. The most challenging thing is about the unexpected things that must go live on air, and then you must get the right permission to do that from the right people. And sometimes you battle to get hold of that people, and then you're phoning around or calling around, and the people want to go live, and you can't go live because you haven't got the yes answer to go to that. Sinongi, sorry about that. I see 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
On NBC3, the sport program is 2 hours. It's supposed to be 1 hour.
What program that's 2 hours?
Otherwise, it's a normal day procedure. You have the schedule, you know when you're live programs, but there's always crash on the system. Then they must fix from South Africa, they must call, and things take time, and we must switch to Al Jazeera or the other news channels. In the meantime, when they fix the program, you can go it. So you must always be on a wake-up call for something that can happen. And like this morning, it's a power. Luckily, we're on a backup power. We have no interference in FEC for that. Thanks for the backup power. But if the backup power fails, then everything is dark and we're black on air. When we have a problem like it was not planned, and then you must quickly, the best you can do is take option 1, just play promos, fillers, or you go to the direct switch and you speak direct to the news, Al Jazeera, Deutsche Welle, and in the meantime you call for help and see where you can get help. And the person that we always call is Kunene. He's our golden package here that helps us all the way. And then you must just put something on air and let it look good and not let the people have black on air.
I am the founder of Miracle Wellness Center. So I am just here to briefly speak about the different facials we do. Of course, in winter, you always want to do a different skincare regimen in winter. Okay, so winter time, you want to rejuvenate the skin, you want to restore and repair the skin as well. So you all know you get freckles and you get dry skin during winter, so moisturizing and chemical peels is the way to go. Now we're doing a retinol peel. Peel ideally is the best thing for you to do during winter. The reason why is because it discolmates the skin, exfoliates the skin, getting rid of old skin and getting new skin back on, right? So we put on the peel, we leave it on for about 8 hours. The client works out with the peel and it processes for 8 hours. After 8 hours, you rinse it off, she rinses it off, and then put on a mask just to hydrate the skin. And then the next 2 to 3 days, we expect a massive peeling off the skin. It's very important that you wear your gloves throughout the procedure. It's just because there is a chemical process. The first thing you want to do is just cleanse the face, just so that you make sure that the skin is properly clean before you get into the whole treatment. So this is an active cleanser, basically just to remove any traces of makeup, any dirt on the skin, just so that the product penetrates the skin better. So it's always nice to use warm compresses as you remove the cleanser. It's basically just to remove excess dirt effectively. What you really want to do is have a look at the skin and do a proper skin analysis that gives you a proper understanding as to the type of skin the client has and the conditions that you really want to focus on. So you can see the skin is quite dry, and she also have a bit of pigmentation on her cheeks. So that, of course, she's a candidate for a chemical peel. As you can see around here, she has a bit of breakouts as well. So I'm excited to actually take her through this journey. So basically you put it on for 8 hours, let it set, let it process, and then the client rinse it off when they get home. Extremely effective, but of course you need to take precautions, as no swimming after the treatment, no steams, no saunas, and also you have to avoid sun and use really good sunscreen. Ideally, it complements all skin types because it's quite rejuvenating. We do have different type of peels though to cater to different conditions such as acne, pigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, aging, glioblastoma, and so forth. And ideally, it's always best you peel during winter because that's when the sun is less exposed to the sun. Chemical peels also then improves product penetration, because the more the skin peels, the effective your home care skin is at home. So once you remove the superficial layer of the skin, then the product penetration at home is enhanced. And it's also very important that I put on sunscreen. This is one of our best sunscreen called Solar Spritzer. So it's quite light and it works well, especially for dark skin, because it does not create that purplish ashy look, and it penetrates and gives you a little bit of a radiant glow, and it's quite light on the surface of the skin. So ideally, after a chemical peel, you'd want to put on sunscreen just to protect the skin further. You can see we might have to leave the chemical peel to process. While it's processing, I'd go ahead and do a little scalp massage for her. Perfect, and we are done. So basically what I expect my client to do is to rinse off the peel in 8 hours, and then she puts on the home care mask that she will use as aftercare, and I will be expecting to see her in the next 3-4 weeks. Facials are very essential. Ideally, you want to have a facial once a week, or once a month, and especially if you wear makeup, it's very important that you have a proper skincare routine. Winter time, you want to have a more thicker moisturizer, a creamy cleanser, and of course, summertime, you want to have a gel cleanser and a more lighter moisturizer, because summertime, the skin produces massive oils, produces a lot of sweat, so it hydrates itself, whereas wintertime, the vasoconstriction of the skin is quite strong, so there is no oil production, so you have to feed the skin with emollients from the outside. This is the end of the treatment. We have done our retinol peel. I'm very excited for my client to start peeling in the next 2-3 days. Well, again, I'll just walk through the home care advice. No sun exposure, no steam room, no saunas, and of course, just hydrating the skin. Well, thank you for having me. Once again, my name is Andrina, and namaste.
Located in the northwestern part of Namibia lies the Kunene region. Kunene region prides itself on being the most ethically and demographically diversified region, rich with history and vibrant cultures, and it's home to Namibia's indigenous ethnic group called the Vahimba people, whose lifestyle, tradition, values, and culture have never transitioned to fit the modern times. This is the Great Kunene region.
The region is the second largest in the country after Karas region, covering an area of 115,293 kilometers squared of the total Namibian land. Kunene region's capital is Opuwo. The region's name comes from the Kunene River, which forms the northern border with Angola. Kunene region is home to about 86,856 inhabitants, according to a census from 2011, representing about 4% of the Namibian population. The region comprises of 7 constituencies, namely Opuwo Urban, Opuwo Rural, Sesfontein, Korihas, Epupa, Ocho, and Kamanyab. The geography of the Kunene region is characterized by its stunning natural landmarks such as the iconic Epupa Falls, the vast expanses of desert in the Skeleton Coast National Park, and the towering Brandberg Mountain. These natural wonders not only attract tourists from around the world, but also play a crucial role in shaping the region's ecosystem and providing resources for its inhabitants. But perhaps what truly sets Kunene apart is its people. The Himba tribe, known for their distinctive rich okra hairstyles and traditional way of life, add a layer of intrigue to an already captivating region. It's like stepping back in time and experiencing Africa as it once was, raw, untamed, and full of surprises. Delving into the historical background and cultural significance of the Kunene region reveals a rich tapestry of indigenous tribes, such as the Himba people who have inhabited these lands for centuries. Their traditions, landscape, and way of life have deeply intertwined with the landscape and have contributed to the shaping of the region's unique identity. Let's examine the economic development and key industries in Kunene, shedding light on how the traditional practices coexist with modern advances in sectors such as mining, agriculture, tourism, and conservation efforts. Understanding these industries help to paint a comprehensive picture of how the region has evolved over time while retaining its cultural heritage. The Kunene region is a land of breathtaking natural beauty characterized by its diverse geography and striking natural landmarks. From the towering red sand dunes in the Namib Desert to the rugged mountains of the Brandberg Massif, the region is a study of contrasts. The landscape is punctuated by deep canyons carved out of the Kunene River, which winds its way through the arid terrain, providing a lifeline for both wildlife and human inhabitants. One of the most iconic natural landmarks in the Kunene region is the Epupa Falls, a series of cascading waterfalls that tumble down into a rocky gorge, creating a mesmerizing display of power and beauty. The falls are not only a popular tourist destination, but also hold cultural significance for the Himba people, who call this region home. In addition to its stunning waterfalls, the Kunene region is also home to unique geographical formations such as the petrified forests and ancient rock art sites that offer a glimpse into the region's rich history. These natural landmarks serve as reminders of the forces that have shaped this rugged landscape over millions of years. Overall, the geography and natural landmarks of the Kunene region are an integral part of its identity, attracting visitors from around the world who come to marvel at its beauty and immerse themselves in the rich cultural heritage. One of the most fascinating features of the region is the Kunene River. The river cuts through the rugged terrain like a hot knife through butter. It's a lifeline for both humans and wildlife alike, providing much needed water in an otherwise arid landscape. This river can be as unpredictable as a toddler on high sugar. And let's not forget about the wildlife that calls this region home. From elephants lumbering through the savannah to lions pawing in search of their next meal, there's never a dull moment when it comes to animal sighting in Kunene. It's like being on a safari 24/7, but without having to worry about paying a handful of money to experience this animal in their natural habitats. This region has been home to various indigenous tribes such as the Himba and Herero people who have inhabited the area for generations. These tribes have their own unique cultural practices and traditions that have been passed down through oral history and rituals. The Kunene region holds immense cultural significance not only for its local residents but also for its visitors who come to experience the rich tapestry of customs and beliefs that are still practiced today. The traditional dress of the Himba people with their distinctive red ochre paste covering their bodies is a visual representation of their cultural identity and connection to the land. Similarly, the Herero women's elaborate Victorian-style dresses pay homage to their history of resistance against colonization. The Kunene region is a melting pot of cultural diversity and traditions, each as vibrant and unique as the next. But perhaps another thing that truly sets Kunene apart is its music and dance. The rhythmic beats of traditional drumming can be heard echoing through villages, inviting people to join the festivities. From energetic tribal dances to soulful ballads sung under starlit skies, there is something truly magical about experiencing the music and dance performances in Kunene. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Kunene region is its wildlife and conservation efforts in place to protect it. The region is home to a diverse array of species, from majestic elephants roaming the savannas to elusive leopards lurking in the shadows. Conservationists in the area have their work cut out for them as they strive to balance the needs of both humans and animals in the wild and untamed landscape. The efforts to conserve wildlife in Kunene are nothing short of impressive. It's like watching a high stakes of Jenga, but with endangered species instead of wooden blocks. Rangers patrol the vast land, keeping a watchful eye on poachers who try to sneak in under cover of darkness. It's like a real-life game of cat and mouse, not only with the lions, but with humans too. The patrolling rangers do not mess around. They're like ninjas in khaki uniforms, stealthily tracking down any would-be poacher before they can do any harm. The economic development of the Kunene region is closely tied to its key industries, which play a vital role in shaping the region's prosperity and growth. In addition to tourism, agriculture also plays a crucial role in driving economic development in Kunene. The region's arable land and favorable climate supports a variety of crops such as maize, millet, and sorghum. Livestock farming is also prevalent in Kunene, with cattle rearing being a major source of income for many residents. These agricultural activities not only provide employment but also contribute to food security and sustainable development in the region. Furthermore, mining is another key industry in Kunene that has the potential to boost economic growth. The region is rich in minerals such as diamonds, copper, and semi-precious stones such as tourmaline and amethyst. The extraction and processing of these minerals have the potential to create jobs and generate revenue for the local government. Overall, the diverse range of key industries in Kunene play a pivotal role in driving economic development and improving the livelihoods of its residents. By harnessing its natural resources effectively and promoting sustainable practices, the region can continue to thrive economically while preserving its unique cultural heritage. The historical background of the region, with its deep roots in traditional Himba culture and history of colonial influence, add to its cultural significance and provides a rich tapestry of stories for visitors to uncover. With proper investment and sustainable development practices, the region has the potential to thrive while preserving its natural resources and cultural heritage. Overall, the Kunene region offers a fascinating blend of geography, history, culture, and economic opportunity that makes it a truly special place worth exploring. By understanding and appreciating all that the region has to offer, we can work towards ensuring its continued prosperity for generations to come.
We may take our seats. Honorable members, thank you for being here on time, and we are going to proceed where we stopped. We are still busy with the deserving send-off of our Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026. I now recognize the hand of Honorable Roy.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. As we bring this important debate on the Appropriation Bill to a close, allow me to commend all honorable members for their valuable contributions towards shaping the developmental direction of our country. This budget must now move beyond policy discussions and translate into tangible service delivery for our people on the ground. The ordinary Namibian expects improved roads, quality healthcare, better education, employment opportunities, water provision, proper sanitation, safety, and dignified living conditions. Now, in regions such as Hardap and particularly Marindal Urban Constituency, our communities continue to face challenges relating to unemployment, lack of service land, drought conditions, rural to urban migration, inadequate sanitation, and limited access to essential services. It is therefore our collective responsibility to ensure that the implementation of this budget responds meaningfully to the realities faced by our people daily. Honorable Chairperson, our people are not expecting miracles overnight, but they expect commitment, accountability, visible progress, and leadership that puts their interest first. As leaders entrusted with public responsibility, let us ensure that every dollar appropriated under this budget is utilized effectively, transparently, and for the intended purpose of uplifting our lives and the lives of our citizens. With these few words, Honorable Chairperson, I want to thank the President of the Republic of Namibia, Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, and our shorty, Ngubupupus, the Minister of Finance, Chatufa. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Brandt.
Good morning, Chairperson, Vice Chairperson, Chief Whip, Vice Chief Whip, and the first Vice Chairperson of the Committee of the whole Council for leading us with commendable work. We really appreciate you. Can I get some hands? Yeah, let me thank the Almighty God for blessing me with this beautiful family of the National Council, and also at the same time the Ministry of Finance for the well-prepared budget. In the same time, I want to thank the members for contributions. Job well done. And because we are here for the same common goal, the goal with which we are entrusted by our leaders in the community on the ground. Let us remain focused. The same time again, there is one thing that I have left out during my contributions during this week. It is the fact of the people that are get missing in my constituency, Congress constituency, which is a vast constituency, which is part of it a desert. People are getting missing. The Ministry of Safety is doing their job, but then they just come up to a certain level that they help search these people. Some of the people that has get missing in Dongres constituency has still not been found. And today I'm also standing here, a lady, a 69-year-old lady that has went missing on the 7th of this month and still not has been found. Every time a person went missing, if the police and the defense force can do or put in much effort, then these people will be found on time. Sometimes we only receive bodies that are decomposed, sometimes only bones. And with this, I'm pleading to the Ministry of Safety to go out and help this community down in Omachete. It's really, really not a good thing to sit and wait for the family members to get bad news. At least even if you cannot receive a person in life, maybe to just also receive the bones, then the family members are happy. With that, I only want the Ministry of Safety to put in more effort, not just to go out and make small tents and then go back. I'm pleading. And with this, I'm also wishing every one of us the safe travels when we are going back to our constituencies, the constituencies where we are coming from and where people are waiting us. And I wish everyone good health, and so we can meet again for the next session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable DM. We are going ahead. I now recognize Honorable Amjindi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member. I rise to say goodbye to Appropriation Bill, Bill 1, 2026. I want to start by saying, Honorable Member, budgets are more than figures on paper, but it's our promise to our people. Today, we send this appropriation bill forward as a shared commitment to deliver better in the stronger economy. Now, the debate here is ended, and the work of delivering good service has begun now. To me, this budget, it's more people-centered, it's more student-centered, it is more productive orientation, it is more financial prudence. Furthermore, I would like to take this moment to thank our 8th administration and our SWAPO party-led government and the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah for reaffirming commitment to youth empowerment, entrepreneurship, and job creation. This has been proven by the introduction of youth fund developments and the 100% subsidized tuition fees and the registration fee in special institutions. Hence, I urge all students in various institutions of higher learning to take their study very serious, because once they fail, it's like they decided to forfeit this good gesture. Furthermore, I want to thank the Ministry of Health and Social Services for recruiting more than 2,307 health professional workers between December 2025 to April 2026 through Vision April 2026. This is a commendable move. However, I'm still requesting the Minister of Health and Social Services to continue making sure that hospital, health center, clinics are having enough health professionals, adequate medicines. This is because the health nation is a productive nation. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, I want to draw my attention to all those who have got the responsibility with the budget and implementation to remain committed to implement development priorities as outlined in Vision 2030 and 6th National Development Plan. The current level of funding must be commensurate with the growing needs of our community without delay or failure. By doing so, this will result in addressing persistent development gaps that require urgent attention through enhanced budgetary support. Furthermore, I want the Minister of Defense and the Veteran Affairs to accelerate the payment of projects grant to 12,702 war veterans who are recognized, and they should find a way, because this requires 2.1 billion to pay them off, all of them. And also, I appeal to the ministry to revisit or to revise the policy of the veteran that prohibit veteran project grants to be inherited by their dependents, especially by their spouses or by their children after they passed on, when their grant was already approved. This policy needs to be revised so that the project grant should be inheritable. And also I want Oshana Multi-Hazard Water Resource Pilot Project in Uvudia to be funded to enhance community resilience during drought and during wildfire incidents. The Minister of Urban and Rural Development should find a way to prioritize unfunded projects in the following town in Oshana that are not yet funded, that are not yet covered in the current budget. That is project in Ondangwa Town Council and in Ongwediva Town Council, as well as in the Hek settlement. The Minister of Urban Rural Development, again, I have requesting them by next year to start consultation with regional councils and the local authority during the budget preparation before tabling it in the parliament. Because we are saying, plan with them, don't plan for them. We want the ministry, our ministry, to plan with us so that we can own all the projects that are earmarked through the budget of the ministry. With this contribution, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, I say goodbye to Bill 1 of 2026. I so submit. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Now to be followed by Honorable Elder Shikongo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I also rise to make a very brief contribution as I say farewell, or I bid farewell to the Appropriation Bill, Bill 1, 2026-2027. In the first place, I want to appreciate the Honorable Minister of Finance for tabling this people-centered budget. The budget which focused and is grounded on the realities of service delivery. This budget is meant to fund for all public infrastructures development and many projects across all 14 regions. These include all projects, planned activities, and in some cases, ongoing projects as clearly outlined in MTEF 2026, 2027 to 2029. Once all these projects are well implemented timely, it will surely improve the living standards of our people. This will only be realized if all budgeted figures, all budgeted money are put to good use. Honorable Chair, honorable members, strategic and timely considered investment will not only address current development gaps, but will also safeguard the future of our communities, because the cost of inaction will be far greater than the cost of proactive investment. It is therefore my humble request that this budget be implemented proactively in considering favorably to all funding priorities in order to ensure sustainable and inclusive development across all regions. I wanted also to highlight some of the activities in Oshana, but I think Honorable Amjidi has already, highlighted the issue of Oshakati to be elevated to a municipality, the issue of Ongwediva, which has received little funding, the issue of a Heke settlement, and Ongwediva, which has not, Ondangwa, which has received only 500,000 for the implementation of some of the projects. I think those could also be reconsidered during the mid-year review. Honorable Chair, honorable members, if all this budget be put into good use, I think the theme of the budget will surely be realized, which is people, productivity, and implementation. Thank you very much. I so submit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Be followed by Honorable Garwa.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I rise to briefly contribute and say bye-bye to the Appropriation Bill. Even though 28 billion has been allocated to education, vote, the education budget will never be enough in principle. The particular decision by the Namibia University of Science and Technology, NUST, to relocate its agricultural satellite campus from Rietfontein to Otavi is a welcome development and is wholeheartedly supported by Otavi Town Council and particularly by our Otavi Constituency Office and the Donjuba region at large. In principle, Otavi Town Council has already allocated land for the establishment of the campus. Otadanjuba region, with the population of more than 143,000 people, is home to approximately 84 schools, serving over 48,000 learners. Despite this sizable learner population, access to university-level education within the region remains limited.
The relocation of the campus to Otavi will significantly strengthen pathways from secondary and vocational education into tertiary studies, particularly in agriculture and related fields. Otavi is centrally located, provides a strategic advantage. As the Otaviba region borders Oshikoto region, Omaheke region, Kavango East region, Kavango West region, Kunene region, and Komas region, thereby improving accessibility for students from across the wide geographical area. Interestingly, the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture program offers a systematic and coherent introduction to the knowledge principles and concepts, data theories, and problem-solving techniques within the agricultural discipline. The program also equips students with cognitive and intellectual competencies, practical skills, and transferable abilities necessary to address agricultural challenges facing Namibia's commercial and farming sectors. This important initiative is expected to contribute meaningfully to skills development, agricultural innovation, youth empowerment, and regional and national socio-economic growth. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, Namibia has the potential to become one of Africa's leading transport and logistic economies. But this vision will only become a reality if we invest boldly, plan strategically, and ensure that no community or region is left behind. Our roads, rail, aviation, and transport networks are the backbone of economic growth, trade, tourism, job creation, and national unity. However, this progress cannot be achieved while many roads continue to deteriorate and road accidents continue to claim innocent lives almost daily. In conclusion, therefore, the most critical priority of 2026-2027 transport budget must be road safety and infrastructure maintenance. Because these directly affect human lives, economic productivity, and well-maintained roads are not merely a transport necessity. They are an investment in the future of our nation. Every damaged road delays economic activity, increases transport costs, discourages investment, and places lives at risk. A country cannot fully prosper when its infrastructure is failing and its citizens continue to perish on unsafe roads. By prioritizing safer roads, stronger infrastructure, and efficient transport systems, Namibia can unlock economic opportunities, strengthen regional connectivity, and position itself as a competitive logistic hub for Africa. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, with this small contribution, we say bye-bye to the Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026, and I support the bill. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Skongo, am I seeing your hand or you are just planning?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. You have seen my hand. You are right. Your eyes are properly. Yes. I rise also to send this vote with the following. Number one, to urge the referee of the ministries, who are the executive directors, who are charged with the implementations, really to implement this budget without further delay, because people at home are very angry. If it is water, like in the Kavango region, for the past 10 years, we haven't seen a drilling of a borehole. If there were boreholes drilled, unfortunately, they were just drilled and the installation was not done. And water is a basic thing. And if you drill and you don't install and people don't drink water, then you anger people. People are angry with us. We want this budget really to be utilized so that people get water. mines and energy. There are companies that are electrifying schools. In Tondoro constituency in particular, 5 schools were earmarked for electrification. But unfortunately, the contractor have to run away because he is not able to get the budget or to get the money for him to pay those who are digging for them to put the poles. We will want to see change. Up to so far, people are just waiting. Schools are just waiting for electricity to be connected. Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Sankwasa, we urge you to understand Constituency Development Fund. Please, if your colleague could not understand, you must understand. As I'm standing here, there's one of our community member in Tondoro constituency whose mahango has burned to ashes. The whole heap is burnt. Now they are waiting the councillor to come. What am I going to do? If there were like a small budget at the constituency, we'll just go in the shop and buy the maize because the food got burnt. Which politician cannot understand constituency development fund? Huh? It's not meant for the councillors. Money is meant for the people. I also urge the National Assembly, which is the lower house, please, next session when we come, we do not want to come for one bill. We must come with at least to tackle 2 or 3 bills. You receive 416,500,000 in the National Assembly. If you will send us one bill, we will change your budget. We will give you 134 and we will take you. We do not want people to argue in Parliament. This is not a battlefield. This is a field where we sit and look back. Brenda Fassie has a song, "Don't Look Back." But this is a battlefield for us to look back and see if people are crying, and it is us really to relieve them. We do not want members, honorable members, to pinpoint fingers, to quarrel. Let us quarrel for us to develop Namibia, because Namibia is the only country God gave us, and everybody needs to stay in Namibia only when we develop Namibia properly. So with that, I want to see my road, Bururu Charikat line, that was proposed in 2005 to date, and it's 33 kilometers, and it's a road that connects us Tondoro and the Mankumpi constituency. But for the past 20 years, now it's 25 years, we proposed it 2005. Up to so far, the budget is not even being seen in this MTF. But there was a 30 million last year. And I urge the Honorable DM of our Ministry of Works to see Roads Authority for them to tell you, Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister, where is our 30 millions? Because communities are angry. When they see me, they are angry as if I'm the one who vanished their budget. But we want this road to commence, and also the district road 3469, Mbeyo Erago, that was groundbreak last year, 16 November 2025. The contractor was shown. Up to so far, there's nobody on site. I have to repeat it to say, if we don't have a budget, let us not do the groundbreaking to any project. Let us not create perception. We anger people. People are angry. Let us not continue making them angry. So finally, I read this MTF. but I was provoked, but I was just encouraged by Lucky Dube song. Affirmative action is not a way of bringing puppets to where they do not belong. But one of vote 15 at page 683, I think this is a book, a document, a national document. Everybody read it. What is inserted in here does not belong in Kavango West. But when you calculate this is a 3-year rolling budget. When you calculate the first year 2026-2027, it is as if Kavango West have received 200,171,000, which is not true. Because if you remove that vote now, because we don't have Ondangwa Tenari. We don't have Ondangwa Tenari. But we know Ondangwa is in Ocean. But when you put it in the Kavango West, it's a misplaced. And then it adds to the region and it angers people. Let us prepare this budget properly so that it cannot frustrate people. And when they read what is due to them is due to them. With those, I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Elder Sikongo. I was talking of Elder Shikongo, now Elder Sikongo. Okay, we are going ahead. Honorable Chabeonja.
Very good morning again. I also just stood up to say goodbye to the Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026. But first, as much as one wants to appreciate the recruitment, now I'm referring to the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health. We also want to feel this recruitment in our respective regions and respective constituencies. We can not only hear of figures, but when it comes to where we are coming from, nothing is happening. So we really want to plea with the responsible ministry that let's make sure that when we address some of these issues, we have the equity aspect in approaching some of these issues. When the minister was motivating the budget, he said the budget is a contract between the state and the electorate, which is true. So now, I think as members of the two houses, we have done our part because our part is only the Authorization Act part. Now, the actual part of the Appropriation Act will start where the actual work starts. As much as we understand that the budget is an estimate, let's make sure that whatever each ministry, and all ministries are also not satisfied. I don't think there's a vote where people are saying we are happy with what we have got, but cuts here and there have to happen because everybody has to get a piece from this. Maybe, Honorable Chair, one thing I contributed on when we were during the committee stage is that the police, the correctional service have to follow the route of the NDF when it comes to recruitment. And I'm just trying to correct one thing as a leader. You sometimes also, when something happens, you must change. So I also want to commend Mayor General Amunyela from the Namibia Correctional Service that I have seen the last list. It's region-based. So I want to commend them that at least they have followed what we are requesting, because at the end of the day, we only want equity in recruitment. Another thing that I wanted to mention that was just now said by the last contributor, I think my senior from Kavango West, is the issue of Constituency Development Fund. The Honorable Sangwasa is in Kenya. I don't know, Chairperson, how do we make sure that our people that are benefiting from this constituency fund in Kenya, whether they can have a dinner with the minister as is in Kenya? Hopefully when it comes back, we will then have a different language to communicate. Another thing also that I want to say to our mother ministry is this late authorization of our budget. It doesn't serve any purpose. We run the marathon of making sure that the budget happens. And what really hurt me, the members, is that sometimes we are asked as the region to submit ceilings, where we are given certain ceilings and say, this is for Kavango West, this is for Shiongipa, this is for whatever region. But after that ceiling, you still have to wait for another month, two, for your budget to be approved. So I'm always singing this song that why can we not make these ceilings automatic authorizations of our budget? Because whenever you want to spend or when you want to ask money, you are told the budget is not yet approved. Equally, I also want to thank Honorable Sangwasa that at least he's also pushing the regional councillors and local authorities that we need to submit our audit reports, which is a very good thing because at the end of the day, as regional council, we are not even in good terms to go and borrow money from banks because of these outstandings that we need to submit. Another issue that I wanted to say is that maybe we need to, moving forward, to see how we can play a role because, Honorable Chair, I want us to change the cycle of the municipality budget. It must also align with the others because it doesn't serve any purpose if we are saying we are serving the same people. We need to have a same informative way of approaching because at the end of the day, as much as we are planning together, there is that leeway because their budget is normally ending, I think it is not June, end of June. So they need to align because at the end of the day, you are saying as a regional council, you also have to oversee what is happening at local authority. One thing I have realized is that, and it's within the ministries, sometimes with the late approval of budget, you end up that towards the end of the year, you will find a lot of emergency when it comes now to the submissions of quotation. That's one thing. Maybe also we are fortunate now that we have deputy ministers in our mix. Maybe it's just a request that you need to take up because as much as we are trying to work, sometimes there is an imbalance because when it becomes an emergency program, especially when people have to submit quotation on emergency basis before the financial year, it's where the whole program of cat and mouse is playing because now you are forced in a position to make the people in offices are then given authorization to select. So with this, that's where some good people are benefiting from this. At the end of the day, we want balance. And when we want balance, this budget must be approved on time. With that said, Honorable Chairperson, I also want to thank my brother, Honorable Dawanifa, for the good job that you have done. Sometimes it's not easy that somebody's just been given and say, go swim, not knowing how deep it is, but you have really carried this to the best of your ability. So when you say Ohangwena is a region of excellence, somehow smart people, we pick it up and say, it really indeed looks smart. So we also want to thank you for that. But otherwise, in your absence, Chair, we're in good hand of our Vice Chair. We also want to commend her and say thank you when you were looking after the house. We were still together as a group. So I believe you are in good hands because the chairperson is always saying that, don't worry, she will not disappoint you as long as I give her the responsibilities. The other part is my honorable members, especially the members that are new to this environment. I really wholeheartedly want to appreciate what you were doing. I thought this is the first of the many, but you really have outperformed. You have shown that you were not just mere representative of your people. They did not make mistakes when they brought you to this house. So I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and say, job well done. And then lastly, maybe to the leadership of, through the secretary, and say, Secretary, as much as we push you here and there, we are not just pushing, We are pushing for a purpose. And please just bear with us, and we really also want to appreciate your leadership under your capable hand. I want to say thank you. With that said, really wholeheartedly want to say, let's go. The people that are responsible for spending this money, go spend the money. But I expect National Council members will come and hold you account as part of our work. And I believe we will then satisfy the Namibian people. With that submission, I support the bill.
Thank you so much. I am reliably informed that Honorable Sezuni's hand was up. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Even though it's so difficult for me to speak after Honorable Javenja has already passed a vote of thanks, as I can see. But even though
it is still coming, the official one.
The chairperson of the council and the vice chair, Honorable chief whips, the vice and the vice chief whip, the deputy ministers that are among us, honorable members, as we are concluding discussion on this important bill, I rise on behalf of the people of Zambezi region to express our expectations and hopes that these laws will translate into real and a visible development for our communities. For many years, the people of Zambezi have remained hopeful that national development will also reach the far corners of our region. Our people do not only want to hear promises, they want to see practical results in their daily lives. They want to see roads being constructed, schools improved, health facilities upgraded, electricity extended, clean water made accessible, and opportunities created for young people. The people of Zambezi, especially those in the floodplain area and the remote villages, must never feel forgotten. During the rain season, many communities become isolated because of poor road infrastructure and a difficult terrain. Some residents are forced to rely on neighboring countries to access services and transport routes. This situation affects trade, tourism, education, health services, and economic growth. It is therefore important that development projects are implemented fairly and urgently in our region, especially in the Kabe South, because they've got only 3 months of allowing the projects to take, otherwise the flood takes its course. Honorable members, all 121 constituencies of Namibia must equally enjoy the fruits of our independence. Development should not only be concentrated in certain areas, while others continue to lag behind. True national development means ensuring that every Namibian, regardless of where they live, feels included in the progress of the nation. Zambezi has enormous potential in tourism, agriculture, fisheries, and a cross-border trade. With proper investment in roads, bridges, electricity, water infrastructure, schools, and clinics, our region can contribute even more meaningfully to the national economy. Projects implemented in Zambezi will not only benefit our people locally, but they will also strengthen regional integration, improve connectivity, create jobs, and stimulate economic activity for the country as a whole. I therefore call upon the government and all stakeholders to ensure that development projects in Zambezi are prioritized and completed effectively. The people of our region deserve the same level of service delivery and infrastructure development enjoyed elsewhere in Namibia. As a leader, we must make discussions that leaves no community behind. Let us ensure that the promises contained in these bills are reflected in the lives of ordinary citizens. Only then will our electorates truly believe in the work we are doing in this House. The people of Zambezi are ready to contribute to the development of Namibia. What they ask for is inclusion, equal opportunity, and a visible progress. Let us work together to ensure that every project undertaken in our country benefits all Namibians, including the people of Zambezi. I so submit.
Thank you so much, Honorable Sezuni. I'm about to give the floor to the Vice Chairperson to conclude the debate. But before I do that, if I can ask, maybe there is somebody who would like to contribute before we give the floor to Honorable Nona. Okay.
Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Vice Chairperson, the Chief Whip, and the Vice Chief Whip, Honorable Deputy Minister, Samidis to us, honorable members. I rise to say something before the chance of the Vice Chairperson. I would like to thank Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, for appointing our Minister of Finance, Honorable Shafuda, who come up with tangible budget whereby our appropriate bill, Bill 1, being tabled in this House. I would like just to say a few things concerning the Ministry of Works and Transport, why our Deputy Minister is available. We have constituents that are situated in the flood-prone areas, and the community in those constituencies used to be suffered a lot. We have some constituency that is situated in a deep sand areas, particularly in Oshikoto, Hangwena, and other parts of Kavango West, Kavango East. So these people are also suffered to get an access to the basic service whenever they need it. Therefore, when I look to the budget that allocated to transport, an amount of 2 billion 74,678,000. This is a peanut. Because when we are talking the Ministry of Works and Transport, we are talking the ministry that we regard as a backbone of developmental projects in Namibia. Because wherever you go if there is no any proper road, forget even the investment to go there. If we want to develop this country, we must allocate more funds to this ministry, particularly on transport, so that we can develop Namibia to shining everywhere. When you go to other countries that we regard as developed countries, we look on the roads. And we must allocate more funds to develop this country. Otherwise, we are talking of access roads. I observed that a lot of honorable members, when they were contributing, they request the Minister of Works and Transport to provide more roads, to come up with bitumen roads standards. And it's a higher time to move from gravel road to the bitumen standard road if you want to develop this country. In Oshana, there is one of the roads which I have observed for many years. People were saying that road regarded as a tourism road. District Road 3605. That road supposed to be constructed from Ondangwa via Ukwiushona on Orongo, the Satpen, Omtambogomawe, up to Omakange Road. But up to now, it's not constructed because of the lack of funds. And I'm appealing to the ministry to look and consider the construction of that road. We have also DR 3643 Onamtuku Onkani Road. Started from Omsati region in Erimi constituency via Oshana region up to Onkani in Otamanzi constituency. This road is only the road currently used by the farmers whenever they go to their farmers during the rain season. But during the rain season, you can't use that road. Why? It used to be damaged by the floods. We need that road to be rehabilitated as a matter of urgency, so that we can have a proper road that could be able to be used by our community. With this remark, I would like to appreciate for what the government have achieved so far, and also say goodbye to the Appropriate Bill 1 of 2026. I so submit, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much. I believe the committee responsible for transport have taken note of all those villages that were mentioned. Any other? Right. Honorable members, it has been a tradition of this House for the Vice Chairperson to conclude a debate such as this one. I now give the floor to the Vice Chairperson for her to do what is known for her.
Honorable Chairperson, thank you very much for this opportunity. Before I get into my contribution, Honorable Chairperson, I've just realized as I was sitting at this chair that this was the only moment I took to reflect. When we started in National Council this year, we came in as firefighters. We were just deployed, and like yourself, Chair, I commend you. You are tough. You are a tough, Chair. In our language, we say, kumpo. Unfortunately, you were not here when Elder Sikongo said they tried, but they knew they were going to make a mistake. They failed. And unfortunately, unlike my elder, Honorable Sikongo, I don't know songs, but I promise that next time in the next session, it's Honorable Sikongo will also be referring to Lucky Dube. Maybe Brenda Fassi at some certain point. So what I was trying to say, Honorable Chairperson, is as I walked in here into the chamber today, in the last 5 years, my chair was 2 seats away from me. I still went to that chair. And that was the moment of reflection that I'm referring to realize that no, madam, that's not your chair. This is your chair. And every single time you keep referring to me as the vice chairperson, Honorable Chair, it strikes my spine to say, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. And it carries some sort of heaviness on my shoulder to realize that not only do I carry my generation, Chair, I carry the generation before me and the generation that looks up to me. So this is an opportunity. And I thank the ancestors, our forefathers and our foremothers who had made this opportunity possible. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, let me also take this opportunity to bid farewell to the Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026. At the outset, allow me to express sincere appreciation to Her Excellency the President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah for the introduction of the National Youth Fund, an initiative that speaks not only to policy, but to possibility, not only to governance, but to future of this nation. It is leadership that reminds us that true progress is measured not by how far we reach the privileged, but by how far we reach those who are furthest behind. This fund, Honorable Chairperson, must not only serve the youth who are already visible, but it must also remain, or it must also see those who are unseen. The young person who is in the city who has access to Wi-Fi, information and network, and the young person in a remote village where opportunity is not only digitally reachable, but who has never attended a workshop, who has never been guided, and who has been forced to choose survival over dreaming, and yet still carries equal brilliance, creativity, and potential as many other Namibian youth. Honorable Chairperson, access in Namibia is unfortunately not equal. There are young people already who are in the system, connected to schools, mentors, and information, while others stand outside that system, yet are expected to compete in the same economy without the same tools. And that is not equality, it is distance. A fund that only reaches the informed is not empowerment. It is a system that only serves the connected, and this is not what you call inclusion. Therefore, this initiative must become something that is seen, felt, reached like a river flowing across every constituency, village, and settlement. We must move beyond offices and websites and take this fund directly to the people through mobile outreach, constituency visits, school engagements, and community activations, making it possible and trusted, because if young people cannot see it, trust me, Honorable Chairperson, they will not believe that it belongs to them. Honorable members, we must also remove the silent barriers that prevent the youth from starting. Entrepreneurship cannot be encouraged while its entry point remains costly and complex. Therefore, I strongly call for a structured partnership with BIPA and relevant institutions to decentralize business registration through mobile services, simplified processes, and on-site assistance in rural areas. And we must seriously consider subsidizing and waiving registration fees, my apologies, for young people who cannot afford them. And I'm going to repeat this part. I want us to seriously consider subsidizing and waiving registration fees for young people who cannot afford them, because we cannot ask a generation to rise while placing the first step behind financial barrier. In rural areas, ideas remain unbuilt, not because they lack value, Honorable Chairperson, but because there's no transport, because there's no internet, because there's no guidance, and so potential is lost quietly, not dramatically. We must ensure that every constituency has dedicated resource personnel, my apologies, who actively guide and follow up with young people. We must make inclusion intentional through local languages and honorable members through Braille. For the longest time, we've been forgetting our brothers and sisters who are visually impaired or who suffer from any sort of disability, and make sure that accessible communication, not because inclusion is something that we want to talk about, but because inclusion does not reach everyone, and that is not what we would want to term it. Let the National Youth Fund not become a door that only opens for those who already have keys, but a bridge that carries every young person, every Namibian across, regardless of where they start. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the scars of the war have not faded with time. They settle deep within the soul. Many of our veterans walk amongst us with smiles on their faces, but silent battles in their minds. They carried a nation on their backs when it was not yet free. Yet today, many carry the pain alone. Some of them do not speak about what they saw, what they lost, or what they are still reliving at night when the world is quiet. It is in that silence that I believe that we must act differently. I therefore propose that we identify and train willing veterans to provide peer-based psychological support, because sometimes healing does not begin in the hospitals. It begins when somebody says, I was there too. Who better to understand their wounds than those who walk through the same fire? Healing must not only be clinical, it must also be human. It must come from within the very community that suffered the struggle together. Honorable Chairperson, I'd like to take this opportunity to commend the Ministry of Education for the planned student village that is planned to be built in Khomasdal, specifically Khomasdal constituency, extension 16. It is a meaningful step forward, and I want to take this opportunity, Honorable Chairperson, to announce to the House that when I became councillor for the first time in 2020, the very first challenge that I received from the young people was, where's our student village? This student village has been a promise since 2005, Honorable Chairperson, so I commend the Ministry of Education. Finally, it's coming to a realization. However, I must emphasize that we need more than isolated progress. We need to expand access. I therefore call for the establishment of more institutions of high learning in informal and undeserved areas, so that education is not a privilege of geography, but a right of proximity. I also strongly emphasize inclusion education for children living with autism, which is an area, a gray area that we may have underlooked, ensuring that they are supported by properly trained educators, learning environments designed for their needs. At the same time, Honorable Chairperson, I must highlight the mental well-being of our teachers. We sometimes really forget our teachers, if not all the time. A teacher who is emotionally and mentally exhausted cannot fully nurture the next generation. Supporting educators is not optional. It is foundational for the quality of our education system. Honorable Chairperson, I would further like to emphasize the urgent need to strengthen accountability in the allocation and utilization of our fishing quotas. Under the Marine Resource Act of 2000, Act number 27 of 2000, the management and control of marine resources is vested in the state on behalf of the people of this very republic. This means fundamentally that these resources do not belong to individuals or companies, they belong to this nation. The Act further provides that fishing rights and quotas are granted by the Minister as conditional authorization, subject to terms, conditions, and limitations imposed in the public interest. These conditions are not symbolic. They are intended to ensure that our marine resources translate into tangible national outcomes, such as employment creation, local investment, value addition, and equitable economic participation. Honorable members, we must therefore confront a critical reality. While the legal framework is sound, the enforcement of these obligations remain insufficient. It is not enough to allocate quotas with expectations. We must ensure those expectations are fulfilled. A condition that is not enforced is not a condition at all. It is merely a suggestion. We need stronger and more visible mechanisms to monitor compliance, not in theory, but in practice. Mechanisms that ensure quota holders do not merely extract value from our oceans, but to actively return that very same value to our people through jobs, community benefit, and national development contributions. Because, Honorable Chairperson, let us be very clear. When a national resource is allocated without guaranteed national return, we are not empowering the people. What we are doing is transferring public wealth into private hands. And that is a responsibility that this House will not take lightly. So I say this, the law has already given us authority. What is required now is that we have the will to enforce it, to firmly and consistently, without expectation, make sure that it is indeed informed. Because ultimately, Honorable Chairperson, a fishing quota that does not serve the people of Namibia is not an instrument of development. It is a pure failure of accountability. Honorable Chairperson, I must draw your attention to a silent crisis in our community. Too many families are torn apart, not by conflict, but by confusion. Confusion around wills and estates. When loved ones pass away without valid wills, grief is often followed by disputes, delays, and broken relationships that could have been prevented. I therefore call for a nationwide outreach program to educate citizens on the importance of drafting wills that constitutes what a valid will is, how individuals can secure their legacy. Legal awareness is not about paperwork, Honorable Chairperson. It is about protecting families before pain becomes conflict. Honorable members, I believe Namibia must be built on more than policies. It must be built on purpose, a purpose that ensures inclusion is real, justice is accessible, education is transformative, and dignity is protected at every stage of life. Then only can we qualify to say that we are building a nation for all. A nation is not built by the strength of its opportunities, A nation is not built by the strength of its opportunities, honorable members, but by the fairness of its access. Let me then conclude to wish you well, honorable members, to travel safe to your constituencies. I want us to discourage the conversation of saying we do not have good roads. Honorable members, Namibia is one of the countries that has got excellent roads. The problem is our mindsets, honorable members. And so I wish us to travel safely to our constituencies, for us to practice patriotism as we travel back to our constituencies and have in mind the next Namibian as we travel. And like Honorable Hangula said, let the dust be seen. And I know that majority of us have said we are standing here to say goodbye to the bill. Honorable Chairperson, I don't rise to say goodbye to the bill. In fact, I rise to support the bill and say see you later because we are coming for you. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Vice Chair, for that eloquent contributions. Very comprehensive indeed. Now that we have concluded the debate on the third reading of this bill, I now put the question that the bill be read a third time. Any objection? See none, agreed to. The Secretary will read the bill a third time.
Appropriation Bill, Bill number 1 of 2026.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, what it actually means is that the bill is now passed and it will be referred through the relevant route to the head of state for assent. Congratulations. Honorable members, as we are concluding, I would like to request all of you to convene in G4 immediately after the chamber. Just maybe for 10 minutes, just for the urgent information that would like to relay to you. Second to that, immediately after these informations in the chamber, the chairperson would like to meet with all the deputy ministers, and this will be done in the chairperson's boardroom. Please, it's my request that we honor the 2 meetings as so announced. That was the order of the day. Honorable Emma Tangi Mteka, the Vice Chairperson of the National Council, Honorable Olivia Anguo, the Chief Whip, and all other whips that are present here, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Honorable Members, Advocate Tosi, the Secretary to National Council, the staff members, the media, ladies and gentlemen. We are concluding the first ordinary sessions of the 7th National Council. As indicated in my opening remark, this session was convened to deliberate on the Appropriation Bill, Bill 1 of 2026. I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you for excellent attendance, meaningful contributions, and adherence to the dress code. And of course, the general decorum that reflected the dignity of this House. Please continue doing so at all times. You have also pleased me when you have presented your maiden speech. And my record shows that every one of you have participated. Now there is no new member in the House. Honorable members, I humbly request you to remain alert across all communication platforms. As from time to time, members will be called upon for continuous capacity building initiative, committee activities, stakeholders engagement, and oversight responsibilities. We will continue disseminating official information through these platforms. In this regard, your active participation is vital to the effectiveness of our work. I also wish to commend all regional councils for continuously honoring notices sent by national councils. Please convey my message to the regional leadership. Their cooperation reinforces the unity of our governance structures. Honorable members, as we look ahead, I encourage all members, wherever you may be, to fully participate in the commemorations of our national days, such as the Africa Day, and the Genocide Remembrance Day, and other occasions where you are demanded or requested to participate. As these occasions reminds us of our shared history and collective responsibilities. Talking of the Genocide Remembrance Day, I am informed that the NBC staff will parade themselves outside this chamber, and they are expecting all of us, maybe not all of us, but volunteers, to at least make some contributions as to what this day is all about. Please avail yourself if you are approached. To the staff, members of National Council, so led by the capable Secretary, Advocate Tosi Namisep, thank you for your tireless administrative support, which enables the smooth functionings of this House. Maybe hands to them. We further appreciate the role played by the media in disseminating information to the nation, and by also ensuring transparency and accountability. And to the public that we represent here, we welcome your participation through various platforms. That includes the chamber visit, following the live broadcast, and other social media platforms. Honorable members, let us depart from this session with renewed commitment to serve our people with humility and integrity. I wish you a safe travel back to your respective regions. But please, as you are doing so, try by all means to observe the road traffic regulations. I'm happy the Deputy Minister of Transport is here, and I believe is supporting me. Thank you so much for the attention, and thank you once again for being so committed for the past 11 days. Hands to your side. Honorable members, I shall now call upon the Chief Whip to adjourn the House.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, they all stand adjourned till further notice.
Thank you so much. Any objection? No. Don't want to object. Agreed to? Thank you so much. The House stand adjourned until further notice, and so agreed.